Hi, good evening. We're bringing you a 5-minute pre-match analysis. The first one.
First one ever.
Yeah, highlighting Arsenal's match away with QPR on the 31st of March 2012. QPR, who have actually only got 8 points out of their last 30 possible points, is that correct?
That's relegation material.
Oh, that is disgusting.
That is properly relegation material.
Bolton sit 1 point above them with a game in hand, isn't it?
That is. To be honest, a team that's had that much investment is the richest team in the Premier League. They have richer owners than Man City's owners.
Oh my
and to be in a relegation battle at all. I mean, no one would expect them to come up and be instantly amazing, but...
Who have they actually bought this season?
They've bought a disgusting amount of players.
Wow.
Adel Taarabt they bought from Tottenham. Sean Phillips they bought from Manchester City.
How much did they sign him for?
It was something like £8 million. So, a number that Sean Phillips has no right to be signing for.
And they've got to invite Arsenal to their home and somehow find a way to win. Arsenal, who have taken a good, 22 points from their last 30 possible.
It's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, as long as Arsenal play their game at QPR, we've seen Arsenal play some disappointing football this season.
Especially away, but still, Arsenal at home is a very different prospect to Arsenal away. But even so, on the run that Arsenal are on right now, something like 7 games? 7 games?
7 games undefeated? Yeah, 7 games undefeated.
That's home and away. I mean, QPR had to battle very hard against Liverpool.
But that win was quite something.
It was.
They're going to be off on a high due to that win.
They were, but they conceded 2 goals.
Let's talk about Arsenal's possible lineup. Like, I'm going to say, obviously, Szczesny in goal.
Yeah.
A back 4 of Gibbs, Vermaelen, Koscielny, and Sanya.
It picks itself, really, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd play Gibbs over Santos.
No Squillaci there, no.
That player should feel ashamed to call himself an Arsenal player. What he is still doing on our squad.
I don't understand. Where did he come from? Where was he from?
Basically, Wenger wanted some experience in our back 4. And by experience, he bought Squillaci, thinking that because he's old, he'd know a lot.
Old equals good. Yeah.
Old does not always equal good. That player, oh my, just his name. Oh.
A name that means money.
Effectively. He needs to be sold this summer.
Yeah.
A midfield, Alex Song.
Yeah.
The amount of times I have gone off on one about Alex Song. Personally, I feel Alex Song is the most improved player this season.
Improved? He wasn't that bad to start with, really, was he?
He wasn't that bad. Okay, he's improved in attacking prowess. Alex Song is...
When you think he started as centre-back, when you think of players who have moved position and continue to get better, there aren't that many of them.
Personally, and I know you're going to have some stuff to say about this, I think Alex Song is the best defensive mid in the league. I had a feeling you'd say something about this. But hold your comments for a minute. Let's talk about the rest of the Arsenal lineup.
Yeah, go on.
Mikel Arteta, who scored that fantastic free kick.
It was something.
Last week, on Saturday. Yeah. Mikel Arteta is doing big things for Arsenal since his move from Everton.
Not for a lot of money either.
Well, we did milk it. Everton needed the money.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a part at Everton. But even so, when you're talking about signing Eden Hazard for £30 million, Goetze can sign for someone for £30 million plus £30 million. Now he's signed his new contract. Mikel Arteta to come for 8 to 10 million, and
that was quite some business work.
It was his attitude in the way he plays, the way he conducts himself off the pitch, his ability, his finishing, his passing,
his hair,
his eyebrows.
Mikel Arteta does spend a lot of time gelling his hair.
He's a pretty man.
We've got Thomas Rosicky. How are we supposed to pronounce his name?
Whatever his name is, starts with an R.
Rosicky. Theo Walcott, obviously playing on the right. questionable over whether we should play Gervinho over Oxlade-Chamberlain.
When you stick all of the Arsenal wingers in a bucket, I'd rather draw out Oxlade-Chamberlain first. And he hasn't been there for a long while, but he is, in my mind, bearing in mind the shirt, but he is better than Walcott now, and he's better than Gervinho. And you bear in mind that Theo Walcott's appeal is that he is he's 23 years old now, English, forward, striker, winger, whatever you want to call him. He's been to a World Cup, he's played for a top 14 for how many years. His appeal is the fact that he probably will get better, and can get better, and can be something. Oxlade-Chamberlain is quite a lot younger than Walcott. He's 18.
Dude, I see what you're doing more or less the same stuff.
He won't go to the Euro to be told, but he will go to World Cup, the next World Cup.
The thing is, what you got to remember is that people were saying exactly the same thing about Walcott maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, but you're comparing the two players in the same team now, and Oxlade,
I guess so.
He's just, his overall play, he might not be as physically fast as Walcott, but his passing, his general play is better than Walcott.
Now let's talk about the cherry on the cake, the pinnacle of our attack. Robin van Persie.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Good.
I wouldn't say no to him at Spurs, to be honest. Something like
he never got Spurs.
No, he wouldn't. Let's be honest. But he scored 32 goals, 33 goals in all competitions.
Yeah, 26 in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, he'll start. That's essentially what we're saying. He's in the game.
Yeah.
He will. I mean, well, he'll score.
Yeah.
He has to score. He hasn't actually scored in a while.
He hasn't scored in 3 games.
3 games without scoring.
Yeah.
So, well, you think Arsenal would win the game?
Yeah.
Van Persie would have some kind of effect on that result.
You got to remember that QPR has some dangerous players as well. Zamora.
Cisse. Bobby Zamora. Now the problem I have with Bobby Zamora is that he came from Fulham, where he's a beloved player. He's the star. He was the star of Fulham.
Yeah.
He got them to a Europa League final, which for Fulham is a massive thing.
Yeah.
He's come in. Well, Martin Jol's come in, the Fulham manager. He's had the first season there. Bobby Zamora has left in January, 6 months into the season.
Yeah.
Now, either that says that Martin Jol is not a very good manager, which isn't the case because he's had quite a lot of success, or Bobby Zamora doesn't have the commitment to see things through at his club.
I see, yeah.
So, for him to be at QPR, they're in a relegation battle, they've won 1 game since he joined them. You can't expect him to show the same level of fight and passion that he would at Fulham. If they're not showing him the same thing.
What do you think the final score is going to be? I pegged it to 2-1 Arsenal.
I would have, a few months ago, I would have said 2-1 to Arsenal because always away Arsenal will concede.
Yeah.
But I think with QPR's problems, the fact that they can't seem to string any sort of wins together, and to string a Liverpool win with an Arsenal win is virtually impossible.
Congratulations, you won!
That was a pop-up. To string a Liverpool win with an Arsenal win is virtually impossible, and I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Arsenal are going to outscore them. There's only one conclusion to draw from this match. It's open and shut. Arsenal win 2 or 3-1.
Wow, you've heard that from a Tottenham fan, everybody. Yeah, well, that was the first pre-match analysis that we brought for you.
First piece of video to go on our brand new blog.
Look forward for more. Keep watching London United at blogspot.com. Take a look.